Hi, Phil from parklinks.com. Hope you find you well. I just want to do a quick video for you on recycling. Now, if you've seen my previous videos on the gardening tours, you'll see that I do have a number of things I've recycled or upcycled from a garden, and I just wanted to go through and show you what it was in more detail. So if you stand with us, hopefully you'll enjoy this, and hopefully it'll be something that you can do yourself as well. So here we go. So the upcycled item number one, this is a shoe rack. So someone left this outside their house, and they were going to pay the council to take it away for them, and I just said, well, do you mind if I have this? It could be good for the garden, you never know. And they said, well, you know what, it's going to cost me money, so you've saved me money. So they're more than happy for me to take it away. So works well for me. I took it into the garden, thought, well, what am I going to do? Well, what I did, went down the bottom to the final shelf and put a pot in there. So that wide pot, I put in, there's some lemon balm, but there's also some sugar snap peas. Now unfortunately they are at the end of the life now, so you can see they are brown, but give you an idea of how well it worked after having cut it all back. Here, let's see, where are we? Sugar snap pea. So it worked really well. All I have to do is just keep it watered, and that saved a bit of money. No need to buy canes and things like that. Just one big metal thing. And if you want to, you can put as many things as you want, because you can easily balance some pots in here. You can put string across them, along with something else that I'm going to show you as well in a minute. But that worked really well, and as you see down here, you can take these shelves out quite simply, which I did with one of the bottom ones, and that was absolutely perfect. Great thing to save. Item number two. So this is a Black Beauty courgette. So you can see here, doing really well, nice flower on it. We've had lots of courgettes coming off of this one, considering it's a small plant. If we look around here, you can see the roots and the stalk and everything. That began its life as a washing up basin. Now, the reason we used it is because it had a big crack down the bottom, so obviously it's not holding much in the way of water, and so just put some holes in it, proper ones, and put the plant in there. It was just a little tiny thing just like that, and yeah, it grew nicely, and again we didn't have to pay for a pot, and it's perfect size. And what I can do afterwards, I can also change this, so get rid of all the soil out of it, put that in the raised bed for some winter produce, and instead I can put this in the ground, and also try and make it into a pond, just a tiny little pond. So see if we can try and attract some wildlife, maybe get some hedgehogs in, get some frogs, because of course the frogs are really good for getting rid of the slugs, so they do love a bit of that. So let's go on to number three. Well, item number three is also item number four. So if we look down here, those items there, these are the stands for a water butt. Now, they didn't really work very well, because as soon as you water butts a little bit on the light side, they just fell apart. So what I did is I filled them through a compost, put some cucumber plants in, and let them just grow and grow up. The fourth item, which is this. This is the side of a baby cot, and my cucumbers grow all the way up it. How good are they, huh? So I've had numerous cucumbers off of this, as I showed in the videos of the garden tours. You see this last one over here, which is just in a pot, but it's using number four from the pot. This is a cucamelon, so we're doing really well with that. We've not had much of it, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's not the pot's fault. That's the problem with the growing this year. But this one's now dying off because it is the end of the year, and gives you an idea though, that's a really small version of what we were picking earlier. So that's number four, and there's number three. Number five then, this one is a tub from Slug Gone Pellets. So if we look at this, and what I did is I put some holes in the bottom, filled it with compost, put some tomatillos in, and as you can see, they're growing rather nicely. So I've pulled a couple off this already, doing nicely. So that's pretty basic. So you can use certain tubs, but if you're using ones that have got paint, things like that, make sure they are properly cleaned out. You don't want any problems with chemicals from the paint. As repeated number 4, this is the other side of the baby cot, and as you can see down here we've got another cucumber. Got a couple off of that one, and down here where there should have been the squash, I decided no, I don't want to grow that direction, it wanted to grow this way. So unfortunately it's not gone to where I wanted it to, but at least we got the cucumbers off of it. Recycled item number 6. So this chicken wire, decided to take this and I put it down here on the bottom of the raised bed, as you'll see. There you go. And I used it to put runner beans on. So as you can see here, it's my black coat runner beans, and I've also got white ladies in there as well. And yeah, just put it up the lilac tree, and that goes all the way to there. So that is 5.5 foot tall, roughly, just over. And you can see the beans are going up the tree. So that's done particularly well. So there's number 6 for you. Here's recycled item number 7. So here we go. This is a CD DVD rack, 6 foot tall, though here it's 6 foot wide. So as you'll see, used it for a number of pots here. Put some holes in the bottom, put some compost in, got myself a tomato plant which I did from seed, and you can see here it's doing really well. And there's some more, which leads me there, as you can see, to number 8. So through here, a load of cola bottles. Unfortunately though, I'm not affiliated with Pepsi. That would be such a nice thing if I was. You know, feel free to contact me if you wish. But here you'll find there's some office water bottles. They're probably around about 15-17 litres roughly. And we go around here. That is number 8. So that is an old bin. So old trash bin. And you can see there, through the downpipe, and there, that collects water, just rainwater off the roof. So once that's full, come out, usually in the rain, and get my bottles there, fill them up, and put them in the garden when necessary. As you can see, it's not been raining for a little bit, so I've been using those ones up. So we've got a lot of empties, but plenty for now. It'll rain soon, I'm sure. It's England, it's Canada, isn't it? So let's go around. Here's number 9 on our list of recycled items. So we've got paper, cardboard, big boxes. All of this was a single computer desk box from IKEA. So half a ton of stuff there which really wasn't all necessary. But what we're going to do with this, well, what we can do is, it's a lot easier if it's raining to tear up, but we can tear these up and we can get into fairly small pieces and then put it into our compost bin, and that will mulch down as brown waste. So you can put that equally with your green waste, so your tomato leaves and your rubbish indoors that you leave in, sort of like your cucumber ends and things like that, bits that you cut off because they're no good, all of that, and they just mulch up together. Just do it equally, and that really boosts up your compost, does it a world of good. So why not? Doesn't cost you anything, and it means that these great big boxes from the likes of Amazon actually get put to use. You don't just throw them away. So here's number 10. All this is little Tupperware, basically no lid for it. So I thought, well, why don't we just use it for something else rather than chuck it? So put water into it here, and you get a clipping. So this here is a fuchsia. Didn't have the top there, that's since I put it in. So basically I put that in water. All of those roots have come off since. So it was just that end. Put it in just by where it had the leaf node. So you see here, so what I did is I took the leaves off, left the node there, plonked it in, put it in the water, and that's roughly a month or so, 6 weeks growth. So what you can do as well, things like fuchsias obviously, but tomatoes work really well. So here you'll see, this one unfortunately I left and I completely forgot about, so it is a bit mucky, but you'll see that all the roots there on the tomato stem, that was just tiny little shoots from a tomato plant. Decided to put it in the water, left it in, brilliant shoots, and that was good enough to put into the ground and have another tomato plant. But of course I made too many tomato plants, so I wouldn't fit it in anyway. So there's an idea for you, another free plant for you. That actually leads me down to number 11. And we see here, I know you won't normally see things like this around, but this was left out just to be chucked away. And this is just a little table, magazine table, coffee table. I thought, well, this comes off and it's hollow inside, so I can just put any gardening stuff in that I don't necessarily need straight away, or barbecue items. Yeah, put your tongs and stuff like that in there, plates, plastic cups. That works out quite nicely. And all I had to do with this one was just fix here. One of the other sides had basically come apart, so I've got some glue, very strong glue, put it all together, held it on, and that stayed like that now for a good couple of years. In fact, actually I need to get that in again, but you can see it sort of come apart a little bit, but that'll go straight back in again. That's just because it's been out here in the rain for a good couple of years, so all is good. But that's number 11. Item number 12. Look at those tomato plants, all from seed, all of them, in a fridge crisper drawer. So it's supposed to have your fruit and veg in it. Instead, it's got the things that make the fruit. It's pretty good, isn't it? So I just put some holes in the bottom of this crisper drawer, put the compost in, a few seeds, in a short period, we got plants. So there's number 12 for you. So number 13, this one is not something that's going to help me with something, but something I helped. So this here, this little tree, which is probably 5 foot tall now, out, not including the pot. This began as around about 30 centimeters tall Christmas tree, which was in a pot in terrible sandy soil. Someone had just dumped it into a big bin, and we saw these weird flashing lights. Wondered what it was. Went to see, turned out it was Christmas lights. So we got ourselves a Christmas tree, so we put it in a pot. Didn't know if it would survive or not. Turned out it did, and just to prove it was a Christmas tree, bauble, nice silver bauble. We got a few of them sitting around, and done quite well out of it. So there you go. There's another one there. And so at Christmas, what we'll do this year is we'll put some lights all over it, a bit of tinsel, a garland, and there we'll have a nice outdoor Christmas tree. That's number 13. We'll go back to number 4. Now, I know it doesn't look like number 4, but believe me, it is. So we had the shoe rack as number 4. If we look in between all these beams, if I can get in, you should see that is one of the shoe racks. Now I've got beans growing from the ground. I had, I think, about 8 plants or so, and you can clearly see that that has done so well. All of these lovely beans, black coats, white ladies in there on the other part of it. So that's number 4 again. So luckily I managed to pick up 2 of them. Love it when people throw things away. But you'll see here as well, for number 14, this here, while not recycled yet, is a Budleja. So once that's done with, I'll cut these back, quite far back, and let it dry off. And these, say, cut it to here, all the way back to the stem itself, and they'll harden, and they can make canes for young garden plants. So that's not bad. It's number 14 for you. Well, that's the end of our video on upcycling and recycling. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I really do hope that it's something that will make you think, well, there's items in my house I can recycle. I want to do recycling in general, and obviously I do advise don't just go through people's bins. That is a really bad idea. Also, don't just take things from outside people's houses. Just give them a knock on the door first and just ask if that's okay for you to take them away. Last thing you want is to be taking something that they do want and they go running up the street after you. That's definitely not a good thing. I'll say I hope it does make you think. I hope you do get to do something from it and save yourself a bit of money in the process, just as I have. This year's been a really good one for me for these kind of items. By doing what I have this year, it's probably saved me £300, maybe more, rather than buying trellises, pots, all things like that, canes. So I've not had to buy them in such numbers this year, all because of that. And these items are a lot stronger than just using a bit of bamboo. So definitely do what you can. It helps you, helps the environment, and it's good all around. So I hope you use some of these methods of recycling, and wish you all the best. Have a good day.